In this world, perhaps Goku can finally understand that the Breakfast Club isn't going to be stooping to any level, not even brunch. Hey folks, MasakoX here. Admittedly, it's been a while since we last tackled this adventure, but this was for a good reason. Since we had the likes of Videl taking up a whole 2 months worth of what if content, for good reason as well, it did mean that some of the other stories had to be put on hold for the time being, because I can only do so much without the quality dropping off. Now that we're properly done with Videl, we can now move back to the other feminine powerhouse from the MasakoX channel stable, Goku. But no, this is not the Goku that you think about usually. In this timeline, we are exploring the idea of what might happen had Goku been born female, sent to Earth though, like before, and nothing else changing. The only key difference in this timeline is that Goku is a girl. Now the biggest worry that a lot of people had for these kind of stories is that Goku will turn into some kind of simpering, waifish individual who is all sweetness and light and nothing like the iconic hero of the show. Now don't you worry about that. In this world, nurture and the Saiyan nature reign supreme, and Goku basically acts like she would have done had she remained a dude from the original story. The only change here in Goku's development is that Bulma was more inclined to hang out with her because Goku was a girl here, and show her the ropes as a big sister. As a result, we've got a Goku with better social skills and cues with human beings and human society. And that of course led to the Breakfast Club of Combat forming. It's basically the Dragon Team, only even more connected with one another than in the original, where they basically just met up when the world was in danger every few years, you know, just kind of like out of necessity. Here though, they actually hang out together, which means the highs are high and the lows are... well, you saw what happened with Chi-Ji in part 6. Goku's Saiyan nature is trying to disrupt this group, and Goku doesn't know how to handle it. In the last part, we had another complication, but yet also another purveyor of teamwork, oddly enough, Selene. Perfected. Perfect Selene had arrived after her siblings had rejected the desire and opportunity for total power, which got Goku scared, wanting her friends to stay safe on the lookout. However, this didn't really appeal to Selene actually, since she wanted to fight the whole widget of fighters instead of just one. Yet, she could sort of understand why Goku did what she did, and then decided to teach her a valuable lesson. Unfortunately for them both, Goku hadn't learnt, and used Super Kaioken against her, to which the Saiyan was totally broken, almost in two, in terms of the idiocy of trying to mesh Kaioken and Super Saiyan together outside of Otherworld. The only thing that stopped Goku from being ended right there and then was that Selene wanted her to get better so that they could all fight together. She gave Goku a pass. She would do anything to attain the dream of fighting the entire club. Now with the Room of Spirit and Time modified to accommodate all the members of the club as well as Kuroda, it was a race against time to use these 2 days in there to the fullest, while Selene was willing to wait. Speaking of Selene, she had spent the first few hours just hovering around the planet, taking in the world below her. This version of Cell was a little less impulsive and anarchic given the larger constituents coming from the Breakfast Club. Yeah, they liked Earth and all that stuff, so the freezer was really toned down. So Selene could appreciate this planet, and she didn't wish to destroy it unless she absolutely had to. She sighed and took the occasional swoop down to ground level, just to terrorize the populace a little bit, for the odd laugh. Goku, don't let me down. I swear if you try to pull that stunt again, no one will be safe. She clenched her fist tightly as if to reaffirm her determination to get what she wanted. A good fight with the full team. She wanted to prove to everyone that this perfect power could overwhelm the entire roster. Only then would she feel satisfied. Taking them out one by one would not be as fun, nor would it be in her modus operandi. It's all or nothing. Back at Capsule Corp, the race to get Android 16 operational to help the club was in full swing. Bulma did like a challenge, and this was quite the interesting endeavour. In this timeline, she hadn't considered the idea of androids or cybernetic warriors like this one, and now she was getting a chance to do so. She decided to actually set up a backup in case this whole plan was successful, and more of these could be made to bulk out the club even more. She then quickly found the data attributed to the plan to erase Son Goku from existence that harked back to their youth. She felt very good in wanting to get rid of this particular facet, but it wasn't the easiest task going. it had plenty of safeguards in place, just in case any prying eyes got in there trying to exploit this technology. But Dr. Giro never thought that Bulma would get a hold of it and get long enough time to actually do something about this. She could handle this little bit of chicanery. A few hours later, all of that software was cleared, and 16 was ready to activate a basic conversation. With a little bit of anxious tension, she powered him up, and his eyes opened.
Hello, my name is Android 16. Where am I?
His first words weren't about Goku. You're a capsule core. You took a bad spill when... She thought a little on how to frame this, but 16 finished her sentence.
When Selim was activated, yes, I remember. That was intentional since my directive had been fulfilled. System shutdown is the standard action in that affair. Why have I been brought back online?
Well, Bulma was getting a little bit nervous, but then thought of something. Since this being was robotic and logic-based, absolutes and technicalities would work in reasoning. Ah, your first directive has been met. Thusly, you no longer have to worry about it.
First directive?
Said Android 16, trying to find reason behind this statement and failing.
Dr. Giro never programmed multiple directives.
Well, Giro isn't around anymore. I'm your new master, and I have a new directive for you. 16 used his internal radars to scan for Giro's life force and indeed found nothing. The woman was telling the truth.
Proceed.
Bulma pumped her fist with satisfaction, before indeed proceeding. Your new directive, once you're fully operational, is to stop Earth from being destroyed. You are to protect it with your life, much like how my friends protect it. You must do whatever is necessary to prevent harm from ever threatening our home, our friends. Do you understand? 16's eyes quickly jittered, processing the information.
Understood. New directive logged. However, multiple repairs are required before new directive can be fully realized.
Yeah, you're gonna need quite a few repairs, big guy. Sleep for now. With that, 16 went into sleep mode, whilst Bulma carried on with the hardware repairs, now safe in the knowledge that this droid would be going to help the team rather than trying to hinder them. We now head to the Room of Spirit and Time where the group have been, and they've been a little frayed. With Goku's sudden outburst into Super Kaioken still ringing in their mind, the group have no choice but to confront Goku about this. So you see everyone, unlike in Dragon Ball Super, this story actually has consequences for Goku's actions. Goku, said Chi-Chi, you gotta stop this. We're your friends and we want to help you. But that's the point, guys, says Goku. You're my friends. I wanted to help you, but not let you get hurt. Goku, you saying that denies us the chance to help you, and by you not letting us help you, you end up hurting us. Yamcha nods. Chi-Chi's right. By helping, you're not helping. What you're doing makes us all feel like weaklings and of no use at all. You're not weak, I know that! But... Krillin then comes in. We're not Saiyan. That was a nerve, and Goku stopped her protests and nodded. I understand that whole revelation was a lot to take in when you first found out, but you can't keep using that as an excuse to hurl yourself into a battle without considering your friends, or me, who we've fought with for years now. Divided, we will lose. Goku was feeling quite meek. But in that form, I hurt that monster. I was able to do good. Goku, even the person we're trying to stop is telling you to fight with us. Doesn't that count for anything? Chi-Chi joined in. He's right. Celine was getting you to listen, and you just shoved yourself into the battle where there was no need for a battle. Not everything is about fighting strong people, Goku. It's about working together for the greater good and making the most of our individual talents, being in sync. Goku had no other excuse to hide behind. She was a Saiyan, and her impulses not only harmed her friendships, but also got herself nearly killed by pushing too far with a move that was, when she actually looked back on it, utterly stupid. Of course Kaioken wouldn't have worked with Super Saiyan. She hoped King Kai wasn't watching. He was, and he will have an earful to say about this when all of this was done. Goku sighed and realized the jig was up. She had been pretty stupid as of late and forgotten, again, what mattered. Sometimes I wish I wasn't a Saiyan. She looked quite forlorn while saying this too. It's made everything so much harder. Krillin hugged her again. That's what friends are for. to get you through the hard times and the good. Goku smiled and hugged her partner back.
We've got to do this to save everyone, Kuroda included.
Future Kuroda was very pleased to see her past mother finally getting the message.
Even with all of this going down, I can tell that you've learnt more than my mother ever did. Thank you for seeing sense.
Goku nodded.
I have, but I suppose one good thing came out of that boneheaded move. It gave me a huge boost.
Chi-Chi looked disapprovingly at her.
To, help train you guys up.
Chi-Chi nodded. Right answer. With that, the group started their training again with renewed focus. If Saiyan wanted them all to fight together, then that's what she will get. The training pressed on, and throughout that time, future Kuroda got a proper chance to train with her parents from the past. She had been able to refine her own Super Saiyan power and was even knocking on the door of further grades. Goku had taken particular interest, and with the approval of the rest of the club, she spent extra time with her future daughter to help improve the power that both of them had.
I understand that once you go home, you might need some help fighting those androids. I want to help you do some good.
Kuroda smiled.
Thank you, and I'll help you cure that itch. I get that you might feel the need to train with Super Saiyan sometimes. Yeah, I can't deny that basic trait, but I promise not to rush into anything without letting the others know. I get that now. We've won as a team, and we'll keep winning as a team.
So when the others were taking a break, Kuroda and Goku would focus on Super Saiyan training. With the use of those 2 days, the group got way stronger, but something bugged Goku. She had been here before training with Kami, and yet she wasn't being told to leave or the door vanished for her because, she'd been there for more than 2 years. She asked Krillin this, and Kami had explained to them specifically that he could do just about enough modifications to give Goku enough time to stay with the group for their full duration. Those 3 extra months were key, but that's all he could do, and no more could be given after that, and the team had to make the most of these gains. When they emerged, both Kuroda and Goku had reached the level of full power Super Saiyan quite handily, and left the room in that form to acclimate themselves to the power. Kuroda felt absolutely incredible, and thanked her mother for this help.
I believe the androids will be a piece of cake when I get home. I've never felt so strong. But first, Celine.
Right. Goku looked down to the ground below, and knew that Celine was down there somewhere, plotting something nefarious no doubt. The others had also gained a lot of ground with their Kaioken powers, reaching brand new levels thanks to 2 years in the Room of Spirit and Time, doing nothing but training. Kaioken times 100 had been met successfully, and was just about usable but only for very limited times. Kaioken times 50, however, was quite manageable for longer stints, about the same level as Goku was when she first got Super Saiyan, which was very pleasing to the group. However, Tenshinhan felt misgivings with this technique, and he voiced these to the crew. I think that's all we can get from this technique. Kaioken times 100 is probably something that King Kai never thought was possible. I reckon after that, the dangers will start to drastically outweigh the benefits. Yeah, if we want to keep using this power, we're gonna have to change it somewhat.
Change? You dare sully my technique?
King Kai got over the airwaves, Kami then apologizing for the interruption, but since they were up on the lookout and nearby a near portal to get to the other world, communication between Earth and that king was quite easy.
Are you not grateful for this technique? It's gotten you all out of many hairy situations, and that's saying something considering 2 of your, well, you know.
No time for jokes, King Kai, said Yamcha, which took the king by surprise, hearing this coming from Yamcha. After this is done, we need to come back and train with you to improve this power. We can't go any higher than times 100 with—
What? 100 times?
King Kai was floored. Since they had been in the chamber, he couldn't actually see how far they had gone during this training, but now he could. He was blown away.
How are you all still in one piece?
Chi-Chi then chimed in.
Because we're good at what we do. If we want to keep it that way, though, we need to work on a new and improved version with you.
Okay. First get that Celine all smushed, then come up and meet me on my planet. I'll help you out. After all, I've got my reputation to keep up with this name.
The group laughed and feel better that perhaps they hadn't peaked yet after all. Goku and Kuroda, as this was going on, smiled. It was good to know that their allies would be keeping up with them for at least a little while longer. Meanwhile, Celine was down below and could sense the group emerging from the Room of Spirit and Time. At once, their powers had gotten noticeably higher, and they were all together.
Good. She learned from her mistakes, and she's more powerful. They all are. Maybe I can get what I've always dreamed of. The perfect battle. Whether I win or lose,
I'll be happy. You see, my viewers, this version of Cell just wants a fight. She will use very unsavory means to get said powers, or to get this battle, or to turn the odds in her favour. But that's all she wants, to fight the group. After that, it's actually kind of unknown, even for her. Not long after this, Android 16 was deemed fit for purpose and reported for duty on the lookout, to everybody's surprise.
Greetings, I am Android 16, and I am here to help you protect Earth from harm, as per my new directive.
The group laughed out of relief. They had another fighter on their side. Now it was 7 against 1, and the team felt better than ever. This breakfast just got a whole lot bigger and tastier. And that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now. So what do you folks think? Do you think Celine will try her best to win? Or will this team be too much for her and she'll still get what she ultimately wanted? Bizarrely. Leave a comment below and let's get this discussion going. And I shall see you in the next video. Catch you later!